right. Hello and welcome. It's time. Hit this hopefully final stream. That way, beat it today. If not if not on this stream, it'll definitely be on the next stream, which will be later tonight. I'm beating it this week. Me. Yeah. It is time to beat Alan Wake. Hopefully, we want me to find a way into this phase. That's where we ended up at. We had to find a way into the hotel. Is essentially loop broken. Oh, I need to check Twitch. I'm this way already. Where do I go?
The door wouldn't open.
I'm trying to get to the hotel. There's something I'm missing. Maybe it's here? Oh, that's the wrong station. There's the game. Entry to click the photos from the photo. The shoot box at the front. Where do I go to get entry? Oh.
I'd been here many times before. I didn't know how many. This felt different, like my last chance, if it wasn't already too late. Nobody lived here anymore. Was I too late? Scratch was in there, writing his horror story. There was still time to stop him. I needed to get inside.
Say it, girl.
It won't end. Like a nightmare I can't wake up from. I thought I could contain Ellen in my photos, but I can't. The monster just keeps coming back. Every night. Like waves hitting the shore. I'm so tired. He's here all the time now. There's so much rage inside of him, I can't stand it anymore. God, I tried so hard. I can't. I can't.
He ain't that bad, girl.
I have made a decision. Most of you won't understand.
Divorced?
People call me an artist. But I don't care about any of that. I just wanted to show the world what I see. I can't keep going like I have been. It's time for a perspective shift. To go from photographer to subject. From artist to art.
That's valid. Whoa. She really killed herself?
Alice was dead. Scratch tortured her until she couldn't stand it anymore. Until she broke. And all that time, she thought
Wow.
it was me. Scratch was still here. He hadn't escaped the dark place yet. He was scratching my edits out of return.
Bro, you're Scratch. Everybody knew this.
I had seen this before.
On the other
This was
side.
not Scratch. This was me. Caught in a loop. I had stopped myself trying to fix the manuscript. I was the one haunting Alice. It was always me.
Duh.
I killed her.
Bro, everybody knew you were Scratch.
This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you're gone.
That is creepy.
Getting off this time.
Alright, let's reflect, because yesterday I ended the stream a little premature, thinking I had to do a bunch of stuff. I really just need to put the photos in the shoebox. So, we were trying to save Alice. We realized Alice killed herself after being tortured by Scratch. We realized Alan Wake is Scratch. And basically he was in a time loop, and he kind of prevented himself from getting out of his own loop because he was writing such a mad and crazy story that was haunting everyone, pulling everyone in, like Saga, Logan, her daughter,
This time.
and everything. So
Some say that it lives forever, this love that I let you on every time. Some say that it lives forever, this love.
I guess that all that being said,
Some say that
it's not Christian Bale, my guy.
that I let you
All that being said, it
Some say
yeah, it's just a interesting concept of him writing, but I kind of want to. How are they gonna end this? Because this is basically where I was trying to pull him out, but Saga realized. I mean, well, she don't realize yet, but that he's Scratch. So
We did bring Wake back from the dark place with the song and the clicker. But he didn't end up here now.
Need to look at the case board.
He landed on the shore after I faced Nightingale in the overlap. Hey! Are you okay?
No! It's my fault! He got out with my face! Scratch!
That night I found Wake here. He appeared because of this. The summoning. That was Wake. Scratch wasn't pretending to be Wake. They're the same person.
He's here! Scratch! Watch out, Anderson!
Estevez, Scratch is Wake with the dark presence inside him. He wants the clicker. Change of plan. I'll lure him to the cell. When we're inside, lock it and blast it with all you got.
man,
Estevez! He's too fast. Anderson, pin him down with gunfire for me to get the light on him.
On it.
Anderson,
Bro. Didn't he say he dropped me some stuff?
He's too fast. We have to pin him down. Use the light on him. Power is out. He's coming for you. I'll fix it. We can hit him again.
Dog. So am I just trying to move it around?
He's free. Off the lights.
There. The lights are ready. Need to rotate the lights.
Anderson, I can't get the light on him. Anderson, drop the gear. Get the light on him.
Bro, move this thing around, dude.
We lost power. He's free. I'll get it running. Just be ready.
Need to point the lights at the set. Lights are out. Hang in Now
there,
I need to
Anderson.
get in the cell. Estevez, Casey, now!
Smacky. Bro. He get out?
I'm sorry.
Wake? Is it you?
I'm so sorry.
Did it work?
So it separated him.
See?
Oh,
Casey.
bro, you got like 50 bullet holes in you. How you alive?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, folks, but it's official. Steer Fest is canceled. Today, Bright Falls feels a little less bright.
Alan, how you still alive, bro?
Mom, we need to get to our next gig. We're doing this for you and our lovely Saga. You take care of things on this side. Don't screw it up, Tom.
I'd seen it all play out, like a horror movie I'd been forced to watch. The Dark Presence held all the cards now.
Wait, we need to talk. Welcome back, Wake. You are Wake now, right? With the shadow out of you? Some good news, at least. Bad news is, I haven't seen a situation this fucked since the AWE in Eagle River. The shadow's now in Alex, and Anderson is gone. We need to figure out how to salvage this.
I'll do anything it takes to fix this, Agent Estevez. I'm the reason this is all happening.
It's never that simple. But I should have put you in a box and shipped you off to a containment facility the second I laid eyes on you. The only question now is, are you able to fix this?
I can try.
Not the most encouraging answer, but we'll make it work.
Scratch. The Dark Presence inside Casey. It threw Saga into the lake. If she ends up in the dark place, she could be there forever. It took me 13 years to get out. Zane never did.
Tor and Odin went in after her, right? Maybe they'll get her out. With the power of rock and roll.
I saw them when I was trapped there. They performed in my musical.
I'm immediately less optimistic about this.
What's the situation?
I've never
Don't
seen
tell
an
nobody
entity
about
break
the
a Bureau
music.
containment unit like that. And now the Dark Presence is occupying Agent Casey? When it attacked him in the woods, it must have been preparing for this.
And now he has the clicker. Scratch will go to Bright Falls and use the clicker to bring about the horrific ending he wrote for Return. But I can still fix this.
How?
Scratch must have the manuscript. If I can read the ending, I can rewrite it. I need to go after him.
Well, you won't get very far without these. This plan is a real Hail Mary, Wake. I wish I could help, but this is all on you. I got you every kind of weapon we have available. Don't fuck it up.
I needed a car. The FBI vehicle would be at the parking lot.
Which way to the parking lot?
I was awake again, clear-headed for the first time in what felt like a lifetime. I was back exactly where I left. A dark forest outside Bright Falls. A gun in one hand, a flashlight in the other. Haunted by my own writing. Alice taken from me. I knew what I had to do. Stop the horror story from coming true. Stop the Dark Presence.
Immediately getting cooked. What? Oh, that's ridiculous. Alright, I cooked. I feel like I should just start over. What up, man? Oh, this is a very nice game. I don't know if it's my game of the year, but it's definitely both in, dude. It won't let me see the map. I don't remember how to get out of here, actually. I'm not fighting you, because I don't have that many resources.
In the dark place, the dark presence went into me. When I was pulled back here, crossing over weakened it, made it dormant. I couldn't remember what had happened, but I could feel it, getting stronger, waking up. I thought it was hunting me, closing in. It was inside me the whole time, and then it took over. Turned me into Scratch.
What is going on, player 676? I am on a mission to beat this game. Made a bet with friends. Buy too many games and don't beat them. I said I'm gonna buy this game. Gave myself the weekend to beat it. I am very close. Feeling pretty proud of myself because it is like impossible now. All these games coming out. Let's go.
I brought Saga Anderson into
Guess it's
the
a good
story
problem to
help me
have.
escape.
Too much to play.
She succeeded. It cost her everything. I'd used Alex Casey in my writing for years. The real Casey had been drawn here because of that. Now he was a victim too. Saga, Casey, Alice, all this horror originates from me. It's my fault. Scratch had to be stopped. I've driven down this road before. Been driving on it forever.
If y'all don't see stuff in the chat, it's because I'm streaming to my Twitch and my YouTube. I wanted to try out.
Dark place here.
Yeah, it worked.
This would take me back inside.
So, some people on Twitch talking, some people on YouTube talking.
In 2010, I dived in. A leap of faith.
Holly, why y'all not seeing
for
everything?
Alice, with no idea that the cost would be a nightmare worse than death. It had taken me 13 years to get out. Now Alice was dead because of me. And I was gonna make that leap again. This
I think
time
if they're
more than
gonna,
the cost all
there's
too
probably
well.
something in the software where you could possibly like have the chats intermingle or push the chats to each, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's something that they need to work on.
Another way to look at it, I had brought the dark place here with me. I never had gotten out. Maybe after this I finally could. It was a fool's hope. I had no choice. I had to do it. That didn't make me any less terrified.
Deerfest.
This is not what I expected.
Alan Wake is this generation's greatest storyteller.
A spellbinding tour de force.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this either.
The leader into believing the cult of the troll. The tragedy of Samuel losing her family is a fleeting commentary on a woman's struggle to balance her personal.
Setting the trilogy's exciting conclusion at Deerfest. Oh, Wake's return. A genre-bending mixture of fact and fiction.
I could see the round windows of the writer's room in the photo. That's where I had to go to rewrite the ending of Return.
Sick story.
We at the end game, fellas. Ladies and gent. What the? Bro, straight gutted me. He didn't even let, you know how they let you like in games, they let you escape. Yeah, man, he hit me with the get over here. It is good. Oh man. Okay, well, avoid that guy.
I could see the round windows of the writer's room in the photo. That's where I had to go to rewrite the ending of Return.
Sick story.
I could get out through the back. I had the book now. I could write my ending to Return. I had to get to the writer's room to stop this horror story. This was an obsessive, egocentric nightmare, all revolving around a vain monster of a writer and his final divine work of art, the novel Return come true. It wouldn't stop here. It would keep spreading.
Oh, you know what I could do? I can make it the chat a thing on the side. I don't really like putting the chat on my screen. I like cool aesthetic, you know, like me in a game. Maybe a pop up for some other stuff, but really like a cool, clean, very minimalistic in my life. I think that's kind of how I do my stream too. Very minimalistic. Don't want it to be all cluttered. Playing something, I think that should be simply enough.
I had to
But
find
maybe I'm
another way
crazy.
inside.
Maybe I'm insane. Like that's not how this goes. You usually gotta have your sub count, monthly goals, daily sub, all that good jazz. I'm just like, forget it. I think I should be entertaining enough on my own, but maybe not. I think it's cool to have like reminders for your community though. Be interesting without actually engagement. But continue. Where the heck do I go? Because if I can't go down here, do I go down in the basement? Doesn't make sense to go in the basement, though. Do I go through? I must go through the hospital. Yep.
Alice? What was that? Alice was dead. Was this a trap? Or was Scratch torturing me?
Bro. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm for sure. Oh, I'm dead. Bro, I hate how his light just be. You good? Good in here? Language, Alan. Do I keep going? Oh no, I'm dead. Oh, the door is open for me.
We're safe in the light, Alan. For now. But he's very pushy.
Rose, right? From the diner. How are you here?
I'm
Good
here to
girl, Rose.
save you, silly. I got your instructions. I found every hidden message you left for me. In the radio, in the wind, in the forums on my Alan Wake fan site.
What? No, Rose, I haven't been leaving you any messages.
Oh, I get it. Yes, Alan, only a crazy person would think you've been leaving them secret messages. Wink. But now you need to get your butt upstairs, Alan. This shit won't right itself, no matter what William Shakespeare said.
Right. Thank you, Rose. I'll do what I can.
Rose will ride or die for real. And I don't know how she got, because I don't know if you gotta
Upstairs.
explore more, but
The writer's room must be in the attic.
there's nothing indicating
where the
that he been
windows
leaving
were.
stuff for Rose. And this is the writer's room.
We'll loop around and come together.
Bruh, I am so sick of this creepy janitor.
I have put everything ready for the visitors. I'll come to wash the floor
He
of
just
your
scared the
room
mess out of me.
next. All you need is water and Vileda. Water is the oldest bulb. Water finds its way. What water brings, it takes away. It can be clean or dirty. It can give life or drown
Bro,
it.
what are you talking
Ahti.
about?
I didn't expect to see you here, but it makes sense. Can you help me find my way? One last time.
Now there's a devil in the fish trap. Don't be spooked by it so that shit won't start beating your underpants. Okay, I'll get the door open for you, Tom. There you go. The matter is a stake. Now comes the end of the rhyme.
Thank you, Ahti. I was here. I needed to write the ending. I only had one chance to get this right. Return's ending was an eternal Deerfest that would keep spreading. Given time, Scratch would plunge the world into his nightmare. I had to stop that from happening. I had to write one more chapter for Return.
Okay, how you do that, Alan?
I needed an ending that took everything already in return and extended it into a conclusion that would save us. Only the perfect ending would work. A perfect ending that would save us all. I was the only one who could write it. Everything depended on this. On me. Any second now, Scratch would burst through that door to stop me. Every plot thread dangled in my brain. It suddenly felt impossible. Something stirred in the room, coming to me. An idea.
Oh.
The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there's only victims and monsters. If there is Arrow, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I won't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone.
The ending will have to be dark no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
The scales always need to balance. Something felt different. I'd never seen myself in a vision before, but it fit. Saga and I were both at the center of this story. She was now my co-author. This was the beginning of the end. We were characters in a horror story, charging blindly towards the finale. We still didn't have everything we needed. This would not work without the clicker.
Hear a little bit of this. Oh, it's just an instrumental. Okay. Okay. I still don't know what they're gonna write. I feel like Saga daughter has to die.
What's going on? Am I in the field office? No. It's the mine place. My work. It's all gone. What the hell is happening? Where is everything? Nothing's working. I can't think straight. I can't sense anyone. I can't leave. Why can't I leave? The Dark Presence took over Casey, stole the clicker from me. The last thing I remember is him throwing me into Cauldron Lake.
I'm in the dark place. I'm lost. I don't know how to get out. I don't know what to do.
That wasn't me. Was it? What? Failed who? What's happening to the case board? The board says I failed them.
The other saga?
Who's them?
I let everyone down. Logan, Casey, myself. This is my fault. My daughter is dead. My partner was taken over by a monster. I'm trapped in a dark place. Powerless.
I'm not powerless. What is happening here? This isn't me. Casey. Casey depended on me, and I let him down.
I wasn't watching his back. I got wrapped up chasing the wrong lead. He needed me. Now he's turned into a monster.
He needed me. Logan.
I neglected my family for my job. I was too thrilled by the cases, the mysteries. I liked how dangerous the work was. And now that danger has destroyed my family. It killed my daughter. No. I'm a terrible mother. I let my daughter die. I'm a failure. This is what I deserve. Scratch took Casey, and it's my fucking fault.
The story.
My life, my family is just part of a book. Another white asshole deciding what I get to do, how I get to do it. He took my daughter from me. I'll never be free of
Let's
this
not make it
story.
racy.
He used her.
Oh, good. He just trying to.
She's not dead. God damn it.
Bro. This is so sad because we know she did, y'all.
I'm done with this. It just keeps coming back.
Something's very fucking wrong here.
Tells me to look at his case board, but
The water is so cold.
Night Springs. Logan and David love that show. Their weekly ritual. Scratch was Wake. How could I miss that? Casey Casey was being corrupted and I did nothing. I never should have trusted these.
Oh man.
What's happening? What? Wait, what? This isn't... What? There's no way out! Casey was hurt. I should have been watching his back. This case... this room... is any of it even real? It feels like I'm trapped in a nightmare. Stuck in an echo chamber with all my fears, my doubts, my insecurities.
They literally just...
Come on!
And it just keeps looping.
I spent too much time away from Logan.
Why does my controller keep doing that?
I've had it with you cultist maniacs!
I never should have left Casey at the hotel by himself. Logan. The horror story used her. The cult was just the beginning of the spiral.
Is she really losing it?
What the hell? What's happening to me? What? No. I hate this, but it's all true. I had tried to silence these thoughts, focus on the case, but I can't escape them anymore. I'm drowning. I need a way out before I'm dragged under. No. There has to be a way out. I need a way out. Oh, God. None of this is real. I've lost it. I'm not even here. The mind place isn't real. A case about supernatural darkness. I'm having a full-on psychotic break. I dragged Logan away to a tin can in Watery. She's dead because of me.
This is getting too
There has to be a
real.
way out.
People just trying to do their job, and sometimes they just don't be around their kids.
I need a way out.
This is getting too
It's over.
real.
There's no point trying. Everything is lost. There's no way out. No way to fix this. There's no way out. I'm stuck here forever. Just me and my past. My guilt. My mistakes. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm stuck. But this is my mind place. My mind.
It is your mind place.
Everything I need is here. It has to be.
It's for sure your mind place. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You're getting cooked.
The lights. No. No. I'm not giving up. Focus, Saga. The answers I need are here somewhere. I just have to look. My badge. Never should have taken this case.
Hey, Mom, I made you a charm bracelet for good luck. I made a matching one for me, so bring me back something cool from Washington.
Sheesh.
No, I'm not reading anymore. Scratch was too much for us. I should have made Casey stay behind.
Stop blaming yourself, Anderson. A knife in the arm is just part of the job. If you're gonna keep fussing, you can get the hell out. Look, leave the whiskey.
Good old Casey.
I am honored by this award. Thank you. While our agency must continue to improve, the work we do here, protecting communities, pursuing the truth, it's the most important work there is. It was so obvious the Koskela brothers were behind the cult.
I saw this online and it made me think of you. Okay, what are you doing? Don't make a big deal out of it, Mom. No hugs, no hugs.
Anderson, look, after Miranda left, it was, well,
She is losing it.
I was in a bad place. You dragging me to those dinners at your house with your family, it really, meant a lot. Thank you.
Hey. Just calling to say thanks for your note. Oh, sometimes I just get in my head too much. So, thanks for pulling me out. You're really the best, Mom. Really. Okay. Talk soon.
Everybody need their mama's love.
No, this is all real. I know it is. The FBI will kick me out. I'll have nothing. Shit! I'm not a perfect mom, but I'm doing my best. Logan was just being nice when she gave me that mug. I never deserved her. I can't do this! It's not too late. I can still save them.
No matter what I do, someone will get hurt. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid.
I'm my own worst enemy. The fears in my head are stopping me from trying.
We all our worst enemies.
I can't do this.
You don't want to do something because you think you can.
What the fuck?
Our job is dangerous. Casey himself told me that. It's no one's fault.
Fault. It is. God damn it.
Casey trusts me. I know he does. I'll just let him down again. It's okay to be afraid. But I can't let this end here.
I can't. I just want it to stop.
Giving up won't make this stop. Logan needs me. Casey needs me. Shit! I'm so close. The dark place wants me to hate myself. But I just need to get inside my own head. I've made mistakes. I'll make more. But I can do better. And I can start by leaving this room. I'm afraid it will hurt. But nothing will hurt more than not trying to save them. It will hurt. But I will fight. No, no! The dark place tried to trap me here.
Yes, right,
The
girl.
only way to leave is facing it head on. Wake called it a nightmare. I need to dive into that nightmare and find a way back home.
Oh, my stuff back. Game looks so good, by the way. Won't put that out there. Game looks really good.
Saga, wake up.
The payphone was ringing. Somehow I knew the call was for me. Hello?
It's me again. You need to go to the statue of Parliament Tower Plaza. To make your ending come true, you will need what's inside the shoebox there.
The ending? A shoebox? Who is this?
That was Alice. 100%. Alice is trying to help her stay alive. Where is that?
Agent Anderson. Is that really you? Sorry, this place likes to play tricks.
Sheriff Breaker?
I've just been in here.
How did you end up in the dark place?
I was brought here. Snatched away from the morgue by a man named Orland Dorr. Been trying to piece it together for... well, it feels like a long time now.
I need to get to Parliament Tower Plaza. Do you have any idea where it is?
This place, it's like trying to find your way around in a dream. I've been trying to map it, but it keeps looping and shifting. Like there are many versions stacked on top of each other. There is a page. Describes Dorr finding his way through this place. I tried to follow the steps, but no luck.
Can I see that page, Tim?
Of course.
Orland Dorr is your
It's the
daddy.
page I tried to give you back in the morgue in Bright Falls. Huh. Now that I think about it, maybe Dorr brought me here to keep you from reading it. Here. I'm gonna keep looking for Dorr. The closer I get, the closer I feel to waking up. I need to find the man behind the curtain.
Warland Dorr walked across the rain-slicked tiles of Caldera Street Plaza. He stopped at the door to the construction yard. A poster for his talk show hung there. He stepped through, willing it to take him to Parliament Tower Plaza.
I know what I need to do. The door to Parliament Tower Plaza was at the construction yard. Who is this door person?
He's here. Somewhere. I've been seeing his face in my dreams for years. This whole thing is insane. But he is much more than he seems. He's connected to all of this.
Let's find the door to the construction yard. Can she see a map of this place? I think so. Go to profile and then.
This is the first time I've seen a page about Warland Dorr. Who is he?
Yo,
door
daddy.
that stands between two rooms
Yo,
is in
daddy.
both. A door that can lead anywhere is everywhere. That door is the center. He governs the currents
That
of
is your
reality.
daddy.
With all the powers mixed up in this, it's hard to know who's playing who.
Girl, it's your daddy.
Opening too many doors. This isn't important right now. I can look into it later. The page describes him moving through the door. How can I do that?
The dark place has many faces and many names. It is a mirror, reflecting all possible realities. The family of Doors have the power to shift between these realities, here and elsewhere.
If I can find a way to navigate through this nightmare, maybe I can find a way to get back home. Walking through a dream.
This is the construction site?
I made it. I need to get up to the street and find that statue. Enough already. There's the shoebox. The clicker. And some kind of bullet. shining with light. How did the clicker get here from Washington?
I gotta go into the Parliament Tower. Bro. Hmm.
I can't leave here yet. Lots of work left to do.
Maybe I just go back. There's so many freaking things down here I just missed. That's not fair. Oh. Okay. This is why I stopped fighting stuff. Now I got my allergies back. Stupid nose. Let me put I gotta put my flares on something. Seeing how I don't have anything. Oh, and I hate how they are like generated, so you don't know what you're gonna get. Like I know I didn't get a flare this time. Maybe I will with this. Okay, I got flare. So I want to do the flares on a quick spot. Probably put a crossbow. Or when I go up in here. I can just do one of these and just keep moving. Like, for real. They're mad annoying.
The phone again.
Alice.
Yes?
Hello. You don't know me, but you need to listen.
Hold on. How did you know the clicker would be there?
This is important. Alan's lost. He doesn't have the ending. He needs your help to finish the story.
How am I supposed to help him from here? Okay. I'm in the dark place. Wake is in Washington. I could talk to him in overlaps before. My mind place is more powerful than I ever knew. I can try to contact him.
Let me just do this real quick.
Cynthia was close to someone named Thomas.
Alan. We need to talk about the ending.
Saga, what is this?
My mind place. I've reached out to you like this before. But I understand more about it now.
You see visions too. I used to think they were ideas, inspiration, but they're real. Just like this now. I try to use them to make the story come true.
So this is coming from both of us. Maybe that's how we could communicate in the overlaps. We could use this to stop Scratch.
First, I need the ending.
So there's a problem with the ending?
I don't have the ending. It has to be perfect, but I don't have time to figure it out. I don't know what to do. Fuck. I'm so sorry. This whole thing is a fucking mess.
I agree. But we can still figure this out. And what exactly does perfect mean?
The elements of the ending need to come from the story's pre-existing parts. To make matters worse, this is a horror story.
So the ending has to be earned, set up by the story. You can't build a case without supporting evidence.
That's the only way to make it stick.
Well, if the ending has to fit the story, this is how I see it. Return is a story about a story that comes true. And I'm a character in the story.
Not just a character. The hero.
Okay, a hero. In any case, I've been through hell to be here. And this is my life. It feels earned to me that I rise above the story and be there to create the ending.
Yes. That's what we're doing. Here, now. We're figuring out the ending I need to write.
This isn't Scratch's ending. But this isn't your ending either. This is our ending. You aren't the only one deciding these things anymore.
You're right. I can't do this alone. Every time I write, things only get worse.
You beat this thing back in 2010, Alan. And here you are doing the same again. You're a hero too. We're in this together.
Then let's bring it home.
The ending will have to be dark, no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost. And the hero must pay the price.
One of the heroes. The scales always need to balance. Fuck it. Let's go with this.
Are you sure?
There's no time for anything better. Scratch could be here any second.
Then that's our ending. I have the clicker. I'll find a way to get it to you.
And I'll get the pages down. See you on the other side.
I don't know if it's gonna be good or not.
You don't need to tell me this is a horror story.
Right. The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters.
There must be a way to bring a hero into the story.
If there is a hero, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I can't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone. I have an idea how to help Casey. He's a real person who I twisted into a character. He isn't my creation, so he isn't a suitable host for the Dark Presence. I can write that into the ending to drive that fucking thing out of him.
Alan?
Saga, I finished it. The ending we talked about.
I have the clicker and the bullet of light. Let's do this. I have to be the one to do it.
I feel like I've always been on this journey. Okay. It must end here.
I think it's the first time us seeing Saga in real time outside of like it's foggy.
Catching my eye, thrusting my face into the water. He's here. It's shockingly cold, past the mirror of the surface. And I will see.
Casey?
The end. Scratch! Now!
A white, searing light of truth that for a flash pierces the shadows and reveals the hidden horror. And in that moment of silence, the whispered message finally heard.
Come on, you motherfucker! Come on! Come on!
What if there's nothing waiting to be revealed? The play of shadows fool us all, subterfuge to get our price of admission. Darkness not as a monster, but as emptiness. We're none the wiser. No answers, no truths. The hero turns to look inside, is destroyed by what he sees, and is redeemed. Saga said we're both heroes. I'll pay that price. So will she. We are here to kill the monster. I pray nothing comes after this. Nothing will sleep. This is how we win. Is it too easy? What if this is still the dark place? Another dream to wake up from, always coming back to the beginning. The memory of what came before burned away by this terrible realization. Maybe it's a mercy, forgetting. To know nothing when we loop around, back to...
Is it over? Anderson?
Let's reflect. I don't know how to feel. I knew she was gonna die. I was like, her daughter has to die. It's the case, but it seems as if Alan wrote in this whole idea that her daughter was still alive just so she can come and help. But we still don't know about the door. And I'm pretty sure that's her daddy. It's a lot still it's a lot of mystery behind this. But I beat it. That was the goal. I beat it. Said I was gonna play a game. I was gonna take some time and I was gonna beat it, and I did that. So I'm happy about that. I'm just trying to give like a why this still fresh in my mind. Let me I know I had to get to the last. What's the extra ending?
This part is just for you. After the haunting started, I got in touch with an organization that was still looking into what happened in Bright Falls. I went to their offices and something happened there. After I got home, I could suddenly remember everything. I remembered being trapped inside that lake. A dark ocean with echoes of myself. My fears, my photos. Inside a dark tide of madness. The same events and images looping again and again. And then I saw a light. Your light. You dove in just as I swam out. You never drowned. And you're still there reaching out. That is what the haunting is. I can see you because I've been there too. I chose to come back to the dark place. That is why I put on this exhibition. I had to mislead you so that I could get you to where you needed to be. The only way out of your loop is destruction or ascension. Light or dark. And we've covered the destruction part many times over. And we're getting to the ascension bit by bit. Time means nothing here. You'll still need to go through the loop. But I will keep showing you the images you need to see. The light you need to see. Until you're ready. Alan, I think we're getting close.
It's not a loop. It's a spiral.
There was discord, misuse of worth, and the wool over my eyes.
What?
I needed support.
So if he's constantly going through the same thing and getting closer and closer to the top, because there's multiple times happening, he's not ever been out of the dark place. And how is Alice? So has Alice? I'm so confused. It feels as if Alice was the coordinator of all of this, along with the door guy. And they were talking about how they were just trying to help him, and they have to keep going through all of this just to try to get him to the light, so he can come out the right way versus being turned into Scratch and writing a horror story. But Where would I continue at? Huh. Yeah, I need to speed that up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little confused. I gotta look it up. But I guess my thought is that Alice, I mean, isn't it? My thought is that Alice, um, hmm, Alan Wake ending explained. All right. Alan Wake 2 presents a twisting story, one that's both a nebulous mystery and actively altered by the otherworldly power of the supernatural dark place and the writings of Alan Wake himself. This is an article by Phil Hornshaw, and he is with GameSpot. Okay, so especially in the final moments, things can get a bit confusing as Saga Anderson and Alan's tales intersect, and the two execute a plan to stop the villainous Mr. Scratch. Here's what happened in the ending, what it implies about the future, and everything you might have missed in the disjointed plot of Alan Wake 2. And if you need more context, catch up with the Alan Wake story recap. First, we need to understand what Saga and Alan are trying to do in the final moments of the game. The plan throughout Alan Wake 2 has involved Saga helping Alan control the ending to return. Oh, let me. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And let me zoom in. So, like, boom, bada bing. Now, all right. So Saga needs an ending to return that prevents the change to Logan's history from becoming permanent. The story needs to acknowledge how reality is being changed and to undo those changes. For that, she needs Alan to do the writing, and she needs the clicker. The clicker is the key item from the original Alan Wake, and it's important to understand its place in the story. It is a light switch that was formerly part of a lamp. I already know that. Alan's angel lamp, to be precise. When he was a kid and afraid of the dark, Alan's mom gave him a clicker and told him that he had magic powers to drive away the monsters of Alan's imagination. At the time, the clicker was just a nice story. It helped the kid get over his fears, but the dark place powers had made the clicker into something more. Embedded with all the belief in reality bending powers of the dark place and Bright Falls, the clicker has become something of an amplifier when used in conjunction with a story or other piece of art that the dark place brings to life. The clicker can render permanent the changes to reality that art creates. For example, the cult of the tree has been using the clicker to make their rituals come real. Although they probably don't actually know exactly how it works, and that's how they've been eliminating taking monsters. If Saga uses the clicker alongside Alan's edited story, it can make the story change permanent, in theory, saving her daughter, defeating the dark presence, and saving Alan from the dark place. Of course, it all goes sideways. Saga uses the clicker in Torrid Odin's song to try to summon Alan from the dark place, and it works. Alan shows up days earlier at an earlier part of the story. Alan as Scratch shows up after the ritual ends, and Saga manages to drive the dark presence out of Alan, but it possesses Casey instead. Casey as Scratch steals the clicker and throws Saga into Cauldron Lake. She winds up in the dark. The Eternal Deerfest. Scratch, otherwise known as the Dark Presence, is close to winning it all at this point, since before the events of the original Alan Wake. The Dark Presence has been stuck in the dark place, unable to escape. It can influence the area around Cauldron Lake, but that's it. Dark Presence has been trying to use artists to set itself free so it can spread its influence across the whole world. By possessing and manipulating Alan all this time, it finally has created a story that will do the job. It just has to last long enough for the ending to play out and become reality. Alan's plan to stop Scratch is to edit the ending of Return. To do that, he's stuck returning in the dark place. He needs to be in his writer's room at the height of his power to complete and rewrite. But he also needs to know what's supposed to happen so he can change it. We already know all that. I'm cool on that. When Alan returns to the dark place, we get a glimpse of what Scratch means to create an eternal Deerfest. It wants to take full control of reality, making it in however it sees fit. The spooky festival is just a metaphorical representation of that idea, but imagine something like that everywhere and you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Luckily, the goofy surrealness of Return means that Alan's able to find a physical copy of the book, which he can read to find out the story's ending and change it. Alan makes his way to the writer's room, which exists in Valhalla Nursing Home, with a little help from Rose and Auntie. He gets to where he needs to be, but then he runs to the same problems he had for 13 years. The reason Alan has been trapped in a dark place all this time is that he can never quite get the story right to get himself out. He's made several attempts, but the manipulation of the dark presence and the mind-altering properties of the dark place means he's never been able to write a story good enough to do the job. The problem persists even now. What's more, he has limited amount of time to write because Scratch is searching for him and means to stop him from completing the edit. If that happens, Scratch wins, Deerfest becomes eternal, and Logan dies. The X factor, though, is Saga, which is cool. She frees herself from prison of doubt. The dark place puts her in and starts venturing across a version of Alan's shifting reality. Still needs the clicker, the solution to that problem. Remember when Auntie sent you to retrieve Alice's photos from the basement to talk show set, and then you received a phone call telling you to put those photos in the shoebox? That was set up for this moment. Saga finds these photos in the shoebox, but thanks to the power of the dark place working on Alice's art, the photos become their subjects. The clicker and the bullet made of blight. With the bullet, Saga can kill Scratch, and the clicker can make Alan's rewritten ending come true. Saga contacts Alan, through her mind place, and together the two of them rework the ending to Return. The suggestion is that the addition of the new voice and perspective of the story is what can finally help Alan write it in a way that can defeat the dark presence. He wasn't able to do so alone, but together he and Saga can write a story strong enough to work. It's not without sacrifices, though, as Alan repeatedly notes that this is a horror story and the conventions of the genre have been to be respected. The ending isn't sufficiently dark, it won't be satisfying and true to the art. And if the art is inauthentic, it will become reality. It won't become reality. They're going to need a dark ending in order for this plan to work. When Saga makes it to the writer's room, we see the ending play out. Casey as Scratch arrives, determined to stop them from making the edit, but Saga used the clicker to turn the story into reality. The story forces the dark presence out of Casey and into Alan. Saga shoots him, killing, I don't know what that, I can't even pronounce that word, killing Scratch. The whole thing ends ambiguously as Saga tries to call Logan to confirm that the story has been changed and her daughter is still alive, but we never hear if Logan picks up on the other end. So did it work? It's unclear. The story ends with Saga and Casey standing in the writer's room, apparently still in the dark place. The bullet of the light seems like it should have killed Scratch, but that's not really clear either. Alan has seemingly destroyed manifestation of the dark place in 2 previous occasions in the original Alan Wake, in the Alan Wake's American Nightmare, but it keeps coming back. We do know there's more to the story, at least for Alan. Remedy has already announced 2 additions to the story, the Night Springs and Lake House DLC expansions, although details on both are thin at this point, but there's also a mid-credit scene that recontextualizes a lot. The mid-credit scene deals primarily with Alan's wife. Through the course of his journey through the dark place, Alan saw Alice's work in creating a new photo exhibition and a documentary about her work. Alice has been haunted by visions of Alan appearing in her apartment. Alan thought it was Scratch attacking Alice, but by the end of the story, he realized that it was him. His repeated attempts to reach her in the old apartment causing her visions of him. The documentary concludes with the revelation that Alice took her own life to escape the torment. The mid-credit scene, however, reveals that not actually the case. Alice actually faked her death because she realized that experiences in Bright Falls during original Alan were real, and that Alan has been trapped in a dark place ever since. This is actually referencing plot points from another Remedy game, Control, and its AWE expansion. In AWE, Alice visits the Federal Bureau of Control to tell them about the visions of Alan she's been seeing after managing to capture one of her appearances on film using motion-activated cameras. Alice had interacted with the FBC in the aftermath of the first Alan Wake story. In fact, in her visits to the oldest house in New York unlocks her memory of the dark place. In AWE, it's highly implied that these events are part of the story Alan is writing from the dark place, with new manuscript pages appearing in the oldest house during the DLC. The mid-credit scene makes it clear that Alice's apparent suicide was actually her returning to the dark place, this time with a plan. It was Alice who called Saga and helped lead her through the dark place, and it seems Alice means to finally help save Alan once and for all. How she's going to do that exactly isn't clear, but she thinks her intimate knowledge of the dark place would give her an edge. Final moment of the mid-credit scene sees Alan waking from Saga shooting to utterly the line, "It's not a loop, it's a spiral." So first and foremost, we've seen Alan die in a dark place a bunch of times, but it's never permanent, and it seems even the bullet made of light was enough to put Alan down for good while he's here. So he'll still alive, trapped in a dark place. Obviously, there's more to the story. We know that Alan called himself from another point to the story to instruct himself to leave Alice's photos in the shoebox. Unlike other parts of the loop, we haven't seen that call being placed yet. Whatever point in the story it's from is beyond the current conclusion of the game, which is true. That's actually good to see. The spiral line also carries some heavy implications from what we saw earlier in the game. If you watch Tom Zane's film Nightless Nights, when it plays at the conclusion of the cinema section of the game, you'll hear or read that line spoken again by the film version of Alex Casey. In that context, Casey is realizing something dark. The film is about Casey ultimately being sacrificed by a cult led by Barbara Jagger, the woman he loves. She, however, loves Zane as depicted in the film, because the gist of it is that Barbara manipulates Casey into becoming a ritual sacrifice to release Zane from the dark place. Casey says it's not a loop, it's a spiral. He seems to mean that he's been sent downwards in the dark place to replace Zane. For Alan, it's not a loop, it's a spiral could mean the opposite. That Alan can use the loop to ascend out of the dark place, and if he knows how to climb it, but Nightless Nights isn't included in the game without reason. And it heavily implies that somebody will need to replace Alan in order to get him out. We could also be getting some hints about another antagonist in the future of the story, Tom Zane. Alan confronts and shoots Zane during the story, but like Alan, Zane apparently doesn't stay dead. We know he's been making his own attempts to escape the dark place, and he went as far as to work with Mr. Scratch at the end. I also know how literally to take Nightless Nights, but it gives seriously dark impression of Zane that seem like he'll be very relevant in the future. As mentioned, Saga's fate is left ambiguous at the end of Alan Wake 2. At the very least, she seems to still be in a dark place with Casey, and it's not especially clear how she would get out, regardless of what happened with the conclusion of Return affecting reality. There's a hanging thread that seems poised to be dealt with too, though. After the summoning ritual and Scratch throwing Saga into the dark place, Tor and Odin came into the Cauldron Lake after. It seems like they're headed to help her back out, but the rest of the game goes on with the old Asgards never reappearing. They're done there in the dark place as far as we know. Or they're down there. Doesn't seem like much of a stretch to guess that Saga's story will be wrapped up in one of the DLC editions, Torn Orden playing a role in finally helping Sokka make her escape with Casey. Let's not forget about Royal Endor and Sheriff Tim Breaker as well, who seems to have a role yet to play. The impression of Dora throughout Alan Wake 2 is he's aware of Alan's story and taking part of it willingly. Tim too seems like he has a part to play that has not been fully realized. There's plenty of elements of the story dealing with, and we know that there's at least a fair amount of story yet to be told. As of right now, though, the conclusion is that Alan sacrificed himself to remain in a dark place in order to save Sokka, Casey, Logan, and Brightfall. What we still don't know is whether he was successful, but we do know that there are people still looking to help him, seemingly like the story of Alan Wake has the potential to turn into a trilogy. That was a mouthful. But it kind of reassured me what I was trying to say anyway, that yeah, the game is a little wonky. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed the story. And I thought that everything he was saying was kind of what I was thinking. It was more so about what does it mean about Alice, and he kind of confirmed it, that Alice is going to be a major player, and I thought she was manipulating the entire thing because she was talking to Saga and she was able to get in touch with them. So I'm like, is she the one that told Alan to write her into the story, the one that provided the information? Because Alan has no idea how to get to Saga. I'm thinking that Alice was the one that kind of constructed it all, and it's kind of messed up. But yeah, her and I think the door guy, I think that's still Saga's daddy, but I could be wrong. Because he said he took a lot from him. And when he confronted him, he said, you don't know how much we sacrificed and what we're doing for you. But it didn't make any sense because I was like, what is the stakes for you? I feel like Saga is his daughter. And he lost his granddaughter. And he's trying to figure out a way for Alan to rewrite the story that it shows up where Logan doesn't die. Because he's already accepted that she's dead. Saga was tricked into believing she wasn't, and that's why they never interacted, and that's why it feels that way anyway. But yeah, I don't know how he got in touch with Alice and how he did all that, but it seems as if he's okay with being a part of the story, and I think that might be the reason, because he knows he can probably try to write the story again to have Logan be alive, but he knows it's going to take some iterations and it's not going to be just easy as what Saga thought. So overall, combat got a little repetitive, but it wasn't bad. It felt meaningless at times, as if it wasn't necessary, because there was so much more story than it was that, and getting through those sections didn't feel so interesting. But overall, it was there. It was helpful, and it didn't feel like it was a burden, and that's good. But it also didn't feel like it was a super challenge. Like I'm Evil Within 2 guy. I play a lot of these types of games, Resident Evil 4, and there's a fun aspect to it that you like enjoy. I felt like their mechanics were enjoyable. It just wasn't as engaging as I thought it was going to be. Maybe that's because I was playing on normal. I should play it on hard. I usually play those games on hard anyway, but yeah, I was able to just run away from stuff. And that's fine, but it wasn't like a big challenge where I had to sit there and like really fight something. So, but yeah, that's my playthrough of Alan Wake 2 and my final thoughts on it. I'm obviously going to talk about this more on my podcast. If you didn't know, I do a podcast every Wednesday it comes out. And we're gonna probably talk about this, but yeah, pretty much it. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me for another 2 hours while I finish this game up, but I'm interested in seeing what they do with the DLC. I'm interested and intrigued by the story and figuring out. I think I was really heavy on Saga and her story more than I was Alan. Like Alan just been through so much already. It just feels like not as impactful to. It's like how he impacts other people is really what I'm interested in. And unfortunately, Saga might have had a bad ending. So I'm interested in seeing if they can fix that in the next DLC or in the next game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.